So I grew up in a small town called Frederick, Maryland. It was a little more rural. And so as a child, I was bored, and then I found the kitchen. I could not be there enough. Honestly, I never thought I'd get out of Frederick, Maryland. And I've gotten to travel around the entire world because of food and cooking. I've been to Egypt, Israel, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Sarajevo, Africa, Cuba. It's important to me that I can share those experiences with more people right here and maybe do a little good along the way.
What can I get for you?
Can I get a iced coffee with some oat milk? Sure. This is the first time in a decade that I haven't had a place that I had to wake up and go to every single day. I can't sit around and just do nothing. And so I'm using that time wisely, I think, to learn more so I can bring it back to the kitchen. I always knew that I would work in some creative industry. When I was younger, the only thing that I really enjoyed in school was writing. I couldn't draw, I couldn't paint, I couldn't do any of those things. But then I started cooking. I always wanted to be able to tell stories with the dishes that I cook. I want to tell stories through food. When I'm trying to think of new ideas or dishes to create, I keep a note section in my phone of things that I want to start working on. Here's a couple of them. Smoked fish croquettes with caviar. Onions cooked in flavored vegetable juice. And in this case, I'm making a dish that is based on the wildfires that have done so much damage in California this year. I don't want to say I'm inspired by that, but I definitely wanted to make something positive out of something so horrific. Everyone always asks me, what is your style of cooking? And I don't have an answer for that. If you look in my pantry right now, there's fish sauce and soy sauce, and then there's different spices from India. I don't know that somebody should be limited to a certain genre because that's what they should do. I do what I want to do because that's what I'm passionate about.
Who do you want to call?
Michael Voltaggio. Brian is not just my brother and my partner, but he's my best friend. We don't just pair together in the restaurants. We do it for holidays when we have to cook Thanksgiving dinner. We do it with our charitable efforts. Celebrity chef to me means you have a responsibility and a voice, and so you should use it in a positive way. I have a restaurant in Maryland with my brother. It's a steakhouse that we own together. I like seeing my brother so much that we're building a second restaurant in Washington, D.C. that will open very soon. My favorite food is sushi. I was a picky eater growing up as a kid. If somebody told me that I was gonna eat raw fish over rice when I was older, I would have told them they were nuts. But it's not just about how light it is or how healthy it is. It's about the discipline and the precision it takes for someone to be good at it. And Daniel has Kura Sushi down the street from my house with his dad. I'm so lucky that one of my favorite restaurants is within 1.5 miles of my house.
Honestly, not a bad way to eat dinner. On camera, pretending we're friends. It's really cool.
The relationship that Daniel has with his father is a lot like the relationship that I have with my brother. They work together. You have to really respect each other to be able to do that and do it well. You're not gonna get better if you surround yourself with people that tell you how good you are all the time. And there was a chef that said this quote, "I didn't start learning until I got out of my kitchen." And for me, that was so true. You get stuck in this routine of doing the same thing over and over again. You don't find any need to change it, but then you get out and you see something different or something better. It might inspire some change. It might give you an opportunity to make one thing better. Taking risks is something that I've done my whole career. Things that don't work out, I don't necessarily call failure. To me, it's a lesson. And if you can look at yourself in the mirror every single day, when you're driving home, you can look in that rearview mirror and say, I did the best I could possibly do today. Nobody can take that away from you.